What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with the review show. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, let's talk about yesterday's game. There's so much to talk about. If you are new to my channel, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you know. And get in the comments, chat, how you feeling about yesterday's game. I was very angry, like I think every other Forest fan. Even this guy next to me was the most talkative person on Twitter. But we'll get everyone's opinion in a minute now. Yeah. Let's talk about today's game, but let's get the panel in first. The man himself, it is 6 o'clock in the morning in Australia. How you doing, David? You look tired.
I'm tired. I woke up still angry. Normally you get me to answer last because you expect me to be the most animated. So this is flipping the script. You're bringing Des in last because I know what's going to come along. I watched the match down in Hobart. I was at a wedding, and God, I think when that goal went in, I think all of Hobart heard me scream. An entire island of people heard me be annoyed. So that's where I'm up to. What can you say?
Next door, we've got the Welsh Wizard, we've got his son, and we've got the dog. What's going on, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm good, Ben. Football frustrated, but I got Anthony Gordon with me today, look, from Newcastle. He looks like Anthony Gordon, the dog. Just Ben, just frustrated. That's all. Again, but we'll get to it. I will unleash my frustration, and any Liverpool fans watching, beware.
On the next one of these people, be kind.
Yeah.
Des did a reaction yesterday on Twitter, and he's going to have his say. So people, it's Des's opinion, and it's everyone else's opinion. So if it's any nonsense about Des's opinion, get your helmet ready, Des. But how you doing, Des?
I'm all right. I'm absolutely all right. You know, it's just an opinion. You know, let's remember that. So I've been battered today on Twitter. That's cool. I put myself out there. If I'm brave enough to do that, then
exactly
you take what's coming back in the other way, don't you? So yeah, I stick by my thoughts, and we'll come to that. But looking forward to discussing it.
Like I said, people, get your thoughts in now. I was very angry. People's not seeing my reaction from after the game and the vlog. Go and watch it after the stream because I was a very angry person because it's Liverpool as well. So let me go for the before we do as well. Des doing coach as well, people. So when is it? April, Des? May? April?
August. Probably not the time to promote it today, though.
No, we're going to promote it. Those people in here.
You know what one of my favourite comments on Twitter was? And me and Kay have been laughing at them all day. Over 100 comments. And one of them said, "You're a shit pundit and you're a shit runner as well." Well, what's that got to do with it? But there you go. That's brilliant. So if anybody wants to get behind the coast to coast, I'm doing 7 marathons in 7 days in August. You know, I'm not just controversial on Twitter. I do like a bit of running and supporting good charities. So get behind it if you can.
Oh, please do.
Look great, Des.
Well, let's go for the chat. Pause. I hope we're all well. End of the day, ref makes mistakes, but again, we messed up individual mistakes, which is our downfall. 100% important. That's what I'm going to talk about as well. Raz Dad, legend. Even though still shot yesterday, dreadful ref. Why doesn't he admit his mistakes? Should be given a drop ball coming in your head. Yeah, something that we are going to talk about for the show. Colin, how you doing, Colin? If you want to be a member to my channel, please do. It helps my channel a lot. Eve, how you doing? Nice seeing you, Eve, yesterday. Good evening, Mr. Dore, Des, Stephen, David. Hope you're all well. Love seeing you all yesterday, Mr. Dore. I'm just calling in and joining Mr. Mike Cash. Eve, make sure he's not right back. Okay, so shout out to Eve as well. Hadi, he's a legend. This guy's a legend. He's been watching my channel since 2017. So this guy is one of the legends on my show. Shout out to Hadi as well. David, hi, Ben, Stephen, David. I'm angry, mate. Dave is a legend. Don't give no props to him, Dave.
I'm not angry.
Chris, another legend. Keep chins up, lads. Went to Toto with the best, unlucky to get some out of the game today. Kieran, another member of the channel. Hope you're well, Kieran. Let's say, Des, you didn't get a good action from you yesterday. Liverpool a bit kept on the face, and I thought it was very harsh review. No hate or love, my mate. Listen, it's Des's opinion. That's all it is. I don't know why people get so upset about it. It's his opinion, and that's all it was to say. Sebastian, I want to know what the dog's view is. That's for you, Steve. What's the dog's view?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Oh, days. As well. Right, let's talk about it. Who should start with first? Who wants to kick off? Who wants to kick off about yesterday's result? David, do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, you just have to start with the end, don't you? And so I don't think there's a conspiracy against Nottingham Forest and the teams that are lower in the Premier League. I think there is an unconscious bias against the teams that are at the bottom. And so you just don't seem to get the calls. And the margins in these matches, like Nottingham Forest and Liverpool were equal for 97 minutes. And so the margins are so fine and they're so small that if you have one little decision that sways in the way of for the other team, then it can sway an entire match or an entire Premier League season. And we are talking about, 1 point. I made the prediction at the start of the season that Forest would survive on goal difference. That point against Liverpool, that might be enough. And so that drop of a point against Liverpool could be the difference between, Nottingham Forest surviving and us going out of the Premier League. And that's like jobs and like whole people's livelihoods. And, think about your own personal channel door. The subscribers drop off if we're not in the Premier League. Like, It's so serious. And so for that to happen, it's just so frustrating and so upsetting and disappointing. And, we saw the video with a lovely 92-year-old lady last week. Like, that's what this club means to a whole bunch of people. And we do such cool stuff together and it brings groups of people together. And we will get a dud result like that. It's just so upsetting and disappointing. I think is kind of the key takeaway. The boys played well. I don't think they were rubbish. I thought Liverpool are the top team in the Premier League, and we were 0-0 with them for 97 minutes, and we could have scored multiple times. If that game gets played 10 times, Forest win 3 times. I think we dust ourselves off. We bring ourselves together, and we go again, Della. That's what I reckon.
Well, I don't know, Steve. I was about to ask Steve next door. But
Steve disagrees with me so much, he stormed out.
Right, Des. What's your opinion on everything?
Right. You know what? Do you know what I said yesterday? I stick by it. Honestly, I stick by it. Do you know, I don't
think they were rubbish.
No, I didn't say Forest were rubbish. I said Forest carved out the best 2 opportunities. I said the defence played well. If people listen to that part of it, that's what I said. I said the defence played well. What really frustrated me with Forest is if we'd have played as well as we did against Manchester United, we'd have won that game. And I don't think we played brilliantly against Manchester United, but I don't think we needed to step up that much. What we did, we sat deep, really, really deep in the first half. On the edge of our own box. And if Elanga scores that goal, the game plan works to a T. And I've got to come out of the game and say, we let them come at us, we hit them on the break. That's obviously what they were trying to do by playing Elanga instead of Taiwo up front. And the game plan works to a T. So it would have been brilliant. I'd have come out of the game being really, really positive. But the fact of the matter is he didn't score that goal. He didn't tuck it away, and that was the only one chance. What Forest did in the first half was give the ball away time after time after time. Liverpool are a class side. I said in my pre-match sort of preview type thing, I said, we're going to have to concede possession. We're going to have to ride a luck. These are a class side, whatever team's on the pitch. And I accept that because I'm pragmatic about it in that way. But what Forest did was give them the ball so many times. And it's all right saying we stuck in there. You can play bad. Football's a game where you can play bad and win. I was preparing myself to speak after the game of playing bad and getting a result and going, well done, boys. That's absolutely fantastic. We've somehow got something out of this game that we deserve nothing from. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Liverpool deserved to win either. I thought Liverpool were lethargic. Liverpool was slow in their build-up with all their quality players. And I just thought, beyond the old refereeing thing, which I got absolutely battered for, of course, that's fine. They didn't come up the other end and score a goal from what happened at we went back up their end and we had the ball in their half of the pitch, and then it came back. And the one thing that really, really upset me more than anything, more than the performance, everyone thinks I've got this big gripe about the way Forest played yesterday. No, we had to stick in the game by hook or by crook. The one thing that really upsets me is, again, it's an individual error why we did not take something from that game. Whatever happened with that referee at the other end of the pitch, the referee was a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. I'm as angry as anyone. I hate, because of my age, because of the era I started supporting Forest, I hate Liverpool. You know, I had in my head, the one thing I wanted to say at the end of that match was, they've not beaten us again. They've not beaten us at the City Ground again. And that was the one thing. But the reality of the matter is, whether their goalkeeper had the ball or Callum Hudson-Odoi had the ball, it didn't mean we was winning 1-0. We don't concede goals in Liverpool's half of the pitch. Whoever's got the ball, whether it's the goalkeeper or Hudson-Odoi, that ball went forward. It came back into their half. We gave it away in their half. It came back. Hudson-Odoi and Tyro tried to dribble it out. And all it needed to do, because you know when the final whistle's coming in the ground, you just know. And all they had to do was kick it into Rowe's head, and he would have blown the whistle. He would have blown the whistle at that point. And if we'd have done that, we'd have come out with a really positive result. You know, I'd have had to be positive in my summary, you know, because I still thought we played pretty poor in possession, out of possession, but we got a result. We got there. You know, we got to that point where we could manifest a result, but they didn't kick it into Rowe's head. And Hudson-Odoi throughout frustrated me personally with the way he performed. So when I felt like he didn't kick it into Rowe's head, I felt just another example of not acquitting yourself, not applying yourself within a game. Forest should have got something. They played like they did against West Ham or Manchester United, they would have won that game. Not just got a point. They didn't need to do very much to win that football match against the top team in the Premier League. I get Liverpool are class. I get what they did. Harvey Elliott was brilliant. Luis Diaz was brilliant, whilst Nico was brilliant against him. You know, two great performances, a great matchup. The two defenders was heading everything. And I just felt if we'd have done what we had to do, we'd have come out of that game with a point, and we'd have been really, really positive about what was coming. And that's what really, really upset me, because it's easy. We're becoming that team now, aren't we? Like, we were singing. All of us were singing in the ground, always the victim, because that's what we do to Liverpool, right? We're becoming the victim of all this thing now. And I just think it's about game management. You know, the guy says it there in the comment. Game management, kick that ball into the stand. Nobody can complain about a thing. And I think because we didn't get something, again, we've shot ourselves in the foot like we have done so many times. Individual errors. And that's what's really cost us, and that's what's frustrating me. I'll quickly sum up, Dore, but I get the backlash. You know, people saying we hold Liverpool, we hold the top side. I get that. You know, but when you don't see it through, you know, you've got to be accountable for what you've done as a football team, what you've done. And that's the frustration of coming out of it. And I was so angry at what we did at the end, even more so than the referee, the referee was shocking, absolutely shocking, which I think is why I got the backlash, because I didn't say in the report the referee was shit. Yeah. Because he absolutely was. And I was so angry at him. I hate Liverpool. I hate referees. You know, I've been VAR, referees is one of my big bugbears. But for Forest to clear that ball, game over, end of, and we get a point and we start looking up again. And that's what really, really hurt me yesterday.
Yeah. Before I get to that, I get what Des meant. I think, like I said, with all the nonsense that you hear from social media, like everyone has an opinion. I think I was angry after the game, and the reason I was angry because we had two good chances with Elanga, and that's what we'll talk about later on. And him missing two chances, I think it was Callum Hudson-Odoi as well, and it was Origi had a shot, and we're not scoring goals. we played well, but we need to get goals to back it up. And as much as people, the older generation, I hate Liverpool as well, and I was gutted when they scored. We want to win games, and that's what champions do. The referee was shocking, but it's 2 minutes. We should be defending that, and it is what it is. Steve, what's your reaction?
Oh, it's just a game of ifs, buts, and all that. Then again, isn't it? And like individual errors, like Des said. But I thought we played okay. I've seen us far worse. I didn't think Liverpool were that great. I know they're missing players, but I got no sympathy. You know my opinion on that. I got no sympathy with top teams missing players because they should have the strength and depth anyway, the money they spend and the value of their squads. But I mean, someone put on social media Van Dijk is worth how many of our players just alone, you know, and they still had a strong team out. You know, the keeper is probably one of the best backups in the country. You know, when Alanga went through, I don't know if you guys agree, I never felt like he was going to score. I did get on my feet, but he just never looked comfortable one-on-one. And Alanga at the moment is kind of dried up. And even with the chance in the second half when he put it wide, he still got a sense of, you know, a great ball in from Toffolo. He just felt it just wasn't going to be one of them days. And then you throw up all this controversy with the ref. And I don't care what anyone says, I'm going to say it. It's all to protect the big six. I don't give a shit. I've had my French. It's a lot of crap, right? These refs, they scared. They don't want people like Klopp breathing down their neck, right? If that was on the shoe on the other foot, Klopp would have been going ballistic. He would have asked for a replay. He would have asked for this. He would have asked like they're still going on about that Spurs goal now. And how far back was that? You know, to me, it's just getting annoyed. It's just getting annoying. It's disgraceful. Yes, I agree as well with Des. I'm sure Dave touched me as well when I had to go get the headphones. Is that we should have cleared it, and I was screaming at Taiwo and Callum Hudson-Odoi. Should have just that's schoolboy stuff. You teach youngsters that. Clear it to Rose Ed, like Des Walker used to do. Just clear it to Rose Ed. Get rid of it. Liverpool have had to get the ball back. Scarpa get the ball. Right, give me the ball, throw it in. The next thing, you would have blown the whistle. But prior to that, that was disgrace what that referee did. Absolute disgrace. And Liverpool fans have the nerve now to start putting pictures up on social media about Ryan Yates with a high boot. He didn't even touch Kwate.
He didn't even touch him.
It was Kelleher. It was Kelleher who took his own player out. And then Kwate had the nerve to stay down, watch the ref walk towards him, and then get back up. And the ref went, "Are you okay?" And then give the keeper. And there's another picture being leaked now that the fourth official is actually pointing to where the ball should have gone. It should have gone back out to the wing. Jay has put it up. I don't know if it's related to it, but the fourth official is actually pointing to where the ball should have gone. It should have gone out to the wing, like the Man City game happened earlier. The Man United player took the ball to the head. I think it was Kyle Walker had the ball on the far touchline. The referee took the ball back out and gave it back to Man City. It's just no consistency, Ben. It's winding me up. It's all to protect the big six, and these refs are so protected.
It's just a bias towards them, Steve. It's not. I don't think it's conspiracy. I just think it's because the big six and the big teams, they just get more of the decisions, and the refs are more scared of them, and so they're just not as scared. That's why the appointment of the referee coach for Forest and that sort of thing, and Marinakis coming down to the touchline. That's what he should be doing.
And that's what I want to talk about later on.
He should be doing that. Why not? It's his football team.
He should be demoted now to the championship after that. Hopefully he get rinsed this week now. They probably hold him account. They'll have a meeting within the referees, and they should demote him because that is it's ridiculous. Even on Match of the Day stood up for us, and that says it's bad. You know, Shearer and Jermaine Genius looks like he's going to already explode last night. The Match of the Day, it was just disgrace. And what I would say is, if that didn't happen, the phase of the game would have changed. The outlook would have been different. And we may have still conceded. I'm not saying that. But then small little margins just affect an entire outcome of a game. And it's just not on.
Let me ask you, David. Right. And again, people, if you agree or disagree in the chat, please do. And I'll respond to it. Dave, when you said about Marinakis coming on the pitch, me personally, I disagree with it. Because, yes, everyone was angry. Very angry. I know there's a clip of him doing it in Olympiacos, kicking the ball on the pitch. And I think there's people saying that he ran towards a referee. He didn't do it. There's a video out there saying he went to the referee and he didn't do it at all. But me personally, him running onto his pitch and confronting the referee, not with the cameras about, I just don't think he should be doing it. That's me. So in the chat, do you agree? Do you agree, disagree?
I can understand your view. I can understand the view that it's not very presidential or statesman-like running onto the pitch when you've had those moments. But it's his money and he owns the club and everything that's involved with it, and he was annoyed. And so if I was him, I'd be pretty pissed off too, to be honest. And so to the point of the Klopp and the pressure and these sort of things, like he's got to assert his own authority and make sure, because as Steve said and I've said, the margins are so fine, and one turnover might be enough to just switch it around. So I don't have a problem with it. It shows he cares. It shows he's fired up and passionate. Like, good on him. Like, if it was me, I would have, and I could have gone down on the pitch, I would have. So good. Yeah, good for him.
People, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new people, and like I said, comment below people. If there's anything that we are talking about, please get involved. I'd love to hear your thoughts about yesterday's game. I'm just going to hear about this. Especially as Malak is showing passion for the club. Yes, I get that he's showing passion to the club, and it's his club, and he can do what he wants. But when you got so many cameras about watching you, then you know what they're do. They're going to just make something out of nothing. And yeah, and as well, Lee Tilson as well. For all the talk about Klopp, Kid, Murray, and Mom, both 21, very limited Premier League experience until recently, and we are lost it. There are positives from the frustration. There is as well. David says everyone is angry. We are angry as well. Let's talk about chances, because, like I said, how many chances did Liverpool have? They had one chance at the end, where Sells made a good save there. Dead. But we had so many chances with Elanga, Derek Origi. This is the problem. Like, this is why I was angry. Because I'm not angry with the ref. Yeah, the referee was just disgraced. But personally, we should be making these chances, make the keeper work.
Exactly, and as I said in my review, Forest had the best two chances of the game. Elanga's 1-on-1, and then the one where he kind of curled it around the post. Forest had the best two chances, and again, that's part of the frustration, that we didn't stick them away. We had every opportunity to win that football match yesterday, from the fact we had the best chances of the game. We come up a team that are injury hit, a team that weren't actually firing themselves. They had plenty of opportunities. Let's not get it wrong. Like I said before, we had to ride our luck a little bit, and there was a couple where they flashed past the post and a couple of deflections. But that's what's going to happen. Liverpool are a class football side. Whoever's on the pitch for them, those things are going to happen. But for me, it was the fact that, like I say, with that one in the first half in particular, if that's the game plan, that's it in a nutshell. Elanga has to finish. He has to finish that chance, and then we all go, that's fine. Nuno got his tactics spot on, because we sat on the edge of our own box. We gave them all the possession in the world, but the one opportunity we got, we stuck it away. And that's where you go, well, fair play. Forest have done the job. We win 1-0, or we get some kind of result out of it. And again, as the game wore on, Forest got better. They got better as the game went on. I'm not saying they were completely off it. I just felt they were disappointed in the fact that we gave the ball away a lot. We gave them opportunities. We could have killed the game. We should have won that football match, in my mind. And I got accused of being really, really negative in my outlook on the game. But let's listen to what Marinakis has always said when he says, we're Forest. We should be bigger than this. We should be better than this. We need to create winners. All I'm trying to do here is say we should have won this fucking football match. Sorry, we should have won this football match. We should have won this football match rather than settle for a 1-0 defeat and a glorified performance. Not good enough. Because if you get beat, you get beat. It may as well be 5-0 or 6-0, right? at the end of the day, we had enough opportunities to take that game and win it.
Yeah.
2 best chances of the game, better than anything Liverpool created. We had the 2 best chances. You stick one of them in, you're not going to score every opportunity. You stick one of those in, you've got a chance. Yes, there were other little elements what I was frustrated about. Taiwo was always absolutely battered Liverpool when he came on. Did he get
the team right? Let's move on. Did Nuno get the team right yesterday?
I'd say no, but then I don't know what's up with Taiwo. I don't know what's up with Taiwo because he's obviously not fit. He's obviously not 100% fit. If Taiwo's fit, he starts that game every single week because in the time we've been in the Premier League, he has upset Van Dijk and Konate. He has upset them. He's got amongst them. He's rattled them. It's like I was saying about Rashford midweek. Rashford on the left for Man United has absolutely killed us. Ten Hag did the best thing by putting him down the middle because we could defend him. And if anybody is looking back at the last 18 months of Forest and thinks Taiwo shouldn't be playing Liverpool, and whether it's a new manager or not, they've got it wrong because Taiwo against Liverpool has been our biggest key factor in pushing them back.
Taiwo's off the pace at the minute, Des. He's clearly not pressing the opponents.
I've just said that, Dave, haven't I? If he's not right, he's not right. But if he's not, Dore asked me the question about the team. I don't know what's up with Taiwo. When he got subbed against Aston Villa, Nuno said it was tactical. He said it was tactical. He didn't say it was fitness. So whatever's wrong with Taiwo, for me, if it is tactical, he needs to play. He needs to play because we are a different team. If he just said he was injured or he's not fit, but we're not hearing this. So we don't know as fans. We can only comment on what we know.
Yeah.
But
I
for
think
me,
you got the team
I don't
right.
know what was the right team. The right team would have been if Ilanga sticks that ball in the back of the net.
That's the right team.
And that's the right team, isn't it?
Right team.
Because they've mastered the plan of whatever they set out to achieve. But by playing the way they did, they created 2 opportunities, both out to Ilanga. There was 1 or 2. And just going back to the point about Marinakis and the way he runs the club, if anybody thinks I'm on my own feeling frustrated at Forest's performance, just sit and watch Marinakis for 10 minutes. He is not happy. He is not happy in the slightest. He's kicking out. He's lashing out. He's up on his feet. There was why I'm frustrated is situations where people like Origi was in the fullback position kicking out of play, or Toffolo was knocking out of play when you think, get it up the pitch. And Marinakis is up on his feet and his arms are up and he's kicking the telly and, he's not happy with that
not another TV.
But he's not happy with that kind of stuff. So don't think it's me. I'm just a fan. The owner is not going to be happy with that because he's not going to settle. We know he's not going to settle. And it doesn't matter whether it's Cooper, Nuno or anyone else. He's not going to settle for getting beat. When the referee decisions actually do have an impact on the game, and I will admit that they do have an impact, he's going to be furious. He's going to be absolutely furious. But again, if we do our job, if we do what we're supposed to do, we don't lose that football match.
100%. Steve, do you think Nuno got the team right? Because I hear people again on social media, like some guy was on the bench. But for me, I think he got the team right, if I'm honest. But what was your thoughts as well? And people in the chat, did he get the team right? Do you think he got the team right, yes or no? And do you think Tower should play this Gary? But go on, Steve.
I got the Taiwo one's a bit of a mixed opinion on that one. Again, I agree with the lads. Something's off with Taiwo, and when he came on yesterday, his performance reminded me of the Taiwo when we first signed him. It felt like he was running in cement. He couldn't trap nothing. He was falling over his feet. I felt he just couldn't get the ball out of his feet to get the shot off. His final pass was off. He was making some good runs, but he just, I'd say with Villa last week, he just feels off it at the moment. And I go on record to say, I think Nuno, prior to his injury, still thinks Chris Wood, he wanted to base the team around Chris Wood. And I'm starting to think, are we missing him? Because I agree with Des. If a fully fit 100% Taiwo gets in the team, 100%. But then Chris Wood got unfortunately injured, and I feel that Nuno was building the team around him. And are we starting to see, it's weird how it's flipped now, where we may be thinking, is Chris Wood going to be the answer now going towards the end of the season? Is he going to be our Taiwo, like Taiwo was last year when he helped us towards the end of the season? Chris Wood comes back and scores a goal to keep us up. But coming back to your question, Ben, is I felt pretty much spot on with the team. The back line, he went with more pace than Felipe, because obviously Liverpool got some pace up front. I thought the midfield, yes, I agree with Des, we did give the ball away, but I thought Dominguez and Yates run themselves into the ground. I honestly thought they worked hard. So I didn't feel that Liverpool really dominated the midfield.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
No, I think they did. No, I thought McAllister, they got stuck into him a bit. They didn't let him settle. Is it the young lad Clark? Was it? Yeah. I mean, he's young and he's raw. He did try for them, but I thought we nullified him. And Elliott had a decent game, but man for man, I thought we matched Nico Williams again. I'm not just saying it because, again, fellow Welshman, but Nico again. He's
There we go. It's the Welsh guy again.
No, it's just he's just been outstanding, isn't he? He's one of the first games on the team sheet now. It's his spot to lose. I thought Toffolo was all right again, solid. But I think that it's just that one Taiwo or Origi. But I thought Origi played all right again. I thought he was outstanding yesterday. Yeah, he was strong. He was direct. He started to show what the Origi we knew. Yeah, I thought he was all right. I thought he was good in the week. And I thought he was decent yesterday. I mean, he got our shot off, which would have been nice for him to score against them lot at that end as well, in front of them. Hudson-Odoi was all right. I agree with Des. He did frustrate me sometimes, but then he did have some good moments. So overall, Ben, I think the team was pretty much what I would have gone with. Bar maybe you could have swapped Taiwo with Origi, but Taiwo's. I don't think Taiwo's fit. He's not right. He's just not right.
That's it. Another player he got bashed all last week, and we always have this argument about this number 6 role from now to the end of the season. I think it was with Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates says Ryan Yates was outstanding again yesterday. Fully deserved man of the match as well. We're gonna have David. We are gonna have this argument over and over again about this role because for me, I think Ryan Yates was good, but and we have that argument about he could have. I think it was offside. If he pushed on, he would have been offside. What's your thoughts on Ryan Yates? Do you think he handled it well yesterday?
Well, I tend to come on this show and be a little bit more critical of Ryan Yates.
That's why I asked you.
That's why you asked me first.
I asked you. Come on, say it.
Do you think he was a little bit tired at the end of the match and that's why he just wasn't as quick clearing the lines and keeping them onside at the end?
Right, let me say something, mate. And I don't know if Des agrees with this because I don't know if you know, Sangaro was warming up for the last 20, 25 minutes. And I thought, because I do agree, he was getting tired, and I thought he might come on. Him and Dino come on, and I thought he'll come on as well to freshen up that midfield. Yeah. But that's it. I thought. What's your thoughts on it, David?
I thought he did play quite well yesterday. His ball winning and the normal carry on that you guys all go on about why Ryan Yates is so good was all certainly there. I think with the 5 substitutes, I don't see why you wouldn't substitute your 2 midfielders, especially with the price tag we had on Sangaro. We need to be giving him some time and some minutes, so I would have certainly gotten him on. Back to the question of, is that the team that I would have picked? I probably would have hoped that Sangare was good to play. I think Sangare and Dominguez are our strongest 2 in the midfield, not Yates. I think Yates is a good, solid backup and player off the bench. He played well. So, yeah, he was man of the match. Yeah, good luck to him. He just still doesn't have he still doesn't pick out the pass and have the quality that I would perhaps like of the other ones. I just got one other comment just to harp back to a point. Do you think Taiwo and Callum Hudson-Odoi clear the ball out in the 98th minute if it's 1-0? I think they were annoyed that they hadn't scored and they wanted to carve out one more fast break chance, and that's why they had that momentary slip up, because they didn't score. And so I think if it was 1-0, it clears out and we win 1-0.
Let's go for this. I got a super chat from this legend Spesh.
We love Spesh.
Yeah, thank you for the £4.99. We all go to the losing top side last minute. Take a breather. We'll be okay. Just believe.
Still believe.
Still believe, but this is why. Let me go to Stairs. Like, we lost the game. Let's keep it real. We lost the game 1-0. And now we are going to talk about the games we are going to focus on throughout the show, but it's another game, another loss. Do you think that Nuno he needs to now think about playing his best team now? Because do you think that the game we played very well yesterday? I thought we did, Des, before he attacked me. What's your opinion on going forward, Des? Do you think he needs to play a stronger team now? And thank you for the £4.99 special. Appreciate that.
Look, apart from the Tyro thing, Tyro's fit. He plays against Liverpool. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't put any questions over the rest of the team selection. You know, Tavares has probably played himself into form against all our expectations. You know, and we kind of see now why Nuno has gone with him. You know, he's got no alternative choices. Nico's been brilliant at right back, and he's got no alternative choices. We've not got that number 6 in midfield. It's as simple as that. You know, he's got to work with. Again, you know, I don't want to argue too much about the criticism I got on Twitter, but people were saying, "Oh, you going back to Cooper and you're trying to compare Nuno." My biggest problem's not with Nuno. My biggest problem is with the application of the team on the pitch. You know, the way they perform. I think when you've got 2 out-and-out wingers in Hudson-Odoi and Elanga and Taiwo up front with Morgan Gibbs-White behind him, that is Forest's best lineup. You know, perhaps with Tavares at left back, and Nuno's played himself into form in that sense at right back. So I've got no issues with the team. I thought the 2 defenders were excellent. I thought against West Ham, you know, the defending was excellent, and we sort of played our own game. But that's the point, isn't it? It's playing our own game. That's the bigger point for me, having the application. There was a point where, you know, I don't think Hudson-Odoi had a very good game at all yesterday. I kind of questioned certain things he did. There was a point where he ran out towards the A block to clear a ball, and that young kid, Connor Bradley, just comes steaming down the line, and he won it, but we won the throw-in, and everyone went, "Oh, well done, Callum Hudson-Odoi." The reality of the matter is, these teams are brilliant. They're brilliant in terms of the way they play football, but they're also brilliant in their work rate and their ethic and how much they want to win a football match. And that's what I'm questioning with Forest at times. I want us to go and sort of have that same desire, you know, win that second and third ball, you know, and that's where we're struggling a little bit. So when it comes to teams, you know, I've got no real problem with Nuno and what he's doing. I don't think he's the problem. He's been dealt this team. I said it on here last time out. He's been dealt a team. He's not had that many chances to make his own signings, so he's got to work with them. Well, if you get these guys sort of playing, and I think when he came in, what we saw the team that Cooper wanted to play in those first couple of games. And I'm not just defending Cooper. The 2 wingers, you know, Elanga on one side, Hudson-Odoi on the other. Chris Wood at the time, he was playing up front, and they were getting the ball into him, and he found some form. Apart from Taiwo not being there, that's what Cooper wanted to do. And Nuno had said it himself. He says, "I want this to be a progression from Steve Cooper." He'd done a great job. He was playing in a certain way. He's not changed anything in terms of the defensive type situation. But I just think he's just working with what he is. So I can't really question selection apart from knowing what's wrong with Taiwo, knowing what the situation is. Because we don't know, and it's as simple as that. If he's fit, he plays against Liverpool because, as you've seen on 65 minutes, he took the game to them. And I just think I can't help but hark back to the fact we had opportunities to win a football match that wouldn't have been that hard to win, you know. And coming off the bench, I looked at the bench and I thought, where does he go? Where does he go from here? Because it weren't that straightforward. So I'm not having to go at the manager. Really not. I just think again, Dave mentions, and some of the comments mentioned Sangare. You know, this guy's
I
got
thought it was
to
coming on, Des.
be.
I thought it
He's
was
got
coming
to
on.
be the answer at number 6 because we haven't got number 6. Against Liverpool last season at the City Ground, we absolutely dominated a midfield that had Jordan Henderson in it and some experienced players. Yesterday, I thought McAllister was smooth. He was such a fantastic player. Didn't have the best game in the world, but such a smooth footballer who got the ball down, did what he needed to do, and made them tick. He got the ball wide to Diaz. He did the stuff. I thought Harvey Elliott was excellent. You know, when they took him off, I thought, thanks.
Thanks,
Yes,
yeah.
we lost 1-0 to Liverpool, who are on top of the table. Like it's not like we lost 4-0. Like we could.
Yeah, but Dave,
won, but I don't understand. Like it just seems like it
there's
just
a couple
seems
of
a bit
chances
of
that are
an.
flashed by the post. There's a couple of chances that are flashed by the post that could have gone in the bottom corner. And if those chances go in and we do lose 4-0, everybody's up in arms because they could have easily gone in the goal. I said right at the start, we have to ride our luck. We have to ride a luck against these teams. I accept that. But if those chances find their way into the bottom corner, everybody's kicking off saying, we've been beat 4-0 by Liverpool. We've been like when we got beat by Arsenal, I stuck up for the team. When we got beat 5-0 last season at the Emirates, I stuck up for the team saying, we come up against quality opposition. And I got absolutely battered for it. You know, perhaps rightly so, because we got beat 5-0. But if the chances go in the back of the net, it's a different story, isn't it? It's an absolute different story. And yesterday they didn't go in the back of the net. So we look back and go, we nearly stuck in there. We nearly hung on.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I understand what Des is saying. Like I said, and this is why I said after my personal, if you want to see it, make sure you watch it after the stream. This is why I was frustrated. I was frustrated with the referee, like everyone else was. But when Lang had 2 chances, counted from Doy, Derek Origi had chances. I'm not scoring, and Liverpool scoring in the 98th minute. That's what happens, and that's what champions do. This why.
Yeah, but sorry, Ben, but doesn't this show we have progressed in a way, in a sense, like Dave just touched on that? We've just lost 1-0 to Liverpool in the 99th minute from our mistake where we didn't get carved open 4-5, which some of the boys I work with saying, like Liverpool fans I work with, oh, we're going to thrash you, we'd be 4-0 up by half time and all this stuff. We took the champions, maybe elect, to the wire. And we could be sitting here today from a 4-0 defeat going, where do we go from here? This is how close we are. And I think it's what's frustrating us as fans and Nuno, that we know we're on the cusp of just becoming that good side, progressing.
But
and
that's
it's just
the point, Steve.
we've got these things holding us back, and like not taking the chances, the ref decisions, our mistakes. We've got to solve these problems.
But that's the point. We are not far, and I genuinely believe this. We are a good team. We are actually a good team if we apply ourselves well and we do what we should do. That first 11 is on the pitch, you know. But we're not doing that. Aston Villa proved that.
That's my point. That's my point.
Manchester United, you know, the naivety of what we did at times in that game. We played well. But the naivety of
it's
what
hard
we
to
did.
play against the top teams, Des. Like they make you play bad.
Yeah,
like,
of course they do. But we don't.
More quality opposition.
Dave, we didn't win against Bournemouth. So it's all right saying it's a naivety against the top teams. It's the other teams as well. We've won 3 in 11 games of football.
Yeah, that's the point. And that's my point.
And my point is, though, right, I totally agree with Steve. I think we've got a basis of a good side. And again, my frustration yesterday is not settling for losing 1-0 to Liverpool when we should have won the football match. That's not negative. That's a real positive, saying we've got the crux of a good side here. We should be taking this forward and winning this game of football. But because I've criticised the way they didn't, you know, it's all of a sudden, it's a big negative because Marinaki stood on the balcony in Market Square and said, we don't look at the past, we look at what goes forward. And he wants to win. He's a winner. You know, this is what winners do. That's why I refer to what Conor Bradley did compared to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Winners go and take it by the scruff of the neck and win it. And if we was winners, we'd have won that football match yesterday.
But you know what? That stat of 3 wins and 11. Are you going by Nuno? Yeah, that's Nuno's record, right? But if you think about it, you can go through them losses, and it's all ifs and buts. And you can, okay, the Villa game we lost 4-2, but we almost made it 3-3. Alan goes through, and then
but
the fourth goal.
Losing every week is not ifs and buts, is it? You
No.
You're not losing 4-0, Des.
No, but what I'm saying is,
because if you lose every week, you get 0 points.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, Des, is it goes back to my point earlier. What is frustrating us as fans is we're not Sheffield United or Burnley who get stuffed every week. We are losing by the odd goal through our own demise, our own mistakes. It's like Villa last week. We were 3-2, we're in the game, and then we give a stupid goal away. 4-2, game over. Yeah. We are watching this as frustrated as fans because we know you nullify these mistakes. We're either going to get a point or we win these games. It's just, what I'm saying is we're not getting thumped 4-5 each week, and we've got to head down. We are getting frustrated that we are in these games. Like my dad, right? He tells me, he sees the Forest result. He's like, you're not getting thrashed. You're in games. We're not getting well beaten. You go through these games, and it's just our own mistakes. Most of them are, anyway.
I'm saying to you, we got beat by Villa by a mistake. We made a mistake in the game before. We made a mistake against Manchester United, giving away a free kick. We make a mistake against Liverpool, but we've all got to go, a glorified defeat. Let's hold our hands up and go, we only got beat 1-0 by Liverpool. No,
I find more frustrating.
We keep making the mistake, and that's the frustration. You can't make the same mistake, because if you keep making the same mistake every week and giving away 1 goal, what's the difference? You're going down. It's as simple as that. You're going down. It don't matter whether you're Sheffield United getting beat by 6 or Forest getting beat by 1. If you lose every week because you gave them the goal, your team's good enough to not give them the goal, which I believe our team is, and then you give them the goal, you're still going down, because the table doesn't lie. We are getting closer and closer to Luton. It might be a gradual sort of closing of the gap, but we're getting closer. So I totally agree with you. We're on the same page. We are giving teams
that's
goals.
That's a mistake.
And that it doesn't matter whether you're giving them or conceding them. Whichever way you concede it, it's not good enough. It is just not good enough. And all I'm asking for from the team is a little bit of concentration and a little bit of sort of desire and commitment to sort of fight for it and just keep pushing on, because I just see at times a little bit more of that, a little bit more fight and hunger and determination from someone like Hudson-Odoi, Elanga, keep pushing them back. We will create even more opportunities to win football matches. The more opportunities you score, it goes back to that thing about Liverpool, doesn't it? The whole free kick situation. Liverpool, we didn't concede a goal by that ball being given back to that goalkeeper. We conceded a goal because of our mistake. It was as simple as that. It wasn't because the referee gave that ball back to that goalkeeper. You can't concede a goal in the Bridgeford end when they give it back to the goalkeeper at the Trent end. It was our mistake, and we make them. I've mentioned it week in, week out on my little vlog. We make that mistake every single week. We give the game away.
Yeah,
and that's what's frustrating. As somebody, I don't want to be Billy Big Bollocks about it and say I'd go here, there, and everywhere, but we do. We follow this team, and you watch players make elementary schoolboy errors, and you think, wow. I've said it on this show week in, week out. I've watched poor Forest teams. I've been watching this for 30 years. I watched Forest in League One. And they were crap. They were worse than this team, far worse. But they didn't make, in one 90-minute period, they didn't make the same amount of mistakes per game.
That's a different level of competition, Des. Like you've got a different.
It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter because Luton don't do it. Luton don't do it. Luton.
Well, they all make mistakes and letting go.
Luton away Forest
are last year. Luton, it comes back to the emotional fragility. It comes back to the emotional fragility of the team. You just know Forest are going to let in the goal. Like the free kick against Manchester United. Like you're just watching it. Yeah. I made the remark at the time, and you just say Forest aren't good at defending these. You just know we're in trouble here. And then the same deal with the.
So do we accept that? Do we accept that?
Well, you're trying to improve the team, Des. We're improving and getting better, and so it could be.
Right, listen, Dave. Let me put in. I'm not trying to stick up with Des, but my point is right. These little mistakes that we are giving, and we're losing the game? Are we getting points for it?
We are getting punished for it. The team,
points.
Like
Steve mentioned, we're 3-0. It should have been 3-3. These little mistakes that we're doing, like the Villa game, the Liverpool game. What else? Mistakes?
Newcastle at home. Newcastle home. We give the ball to Bruno on our own box.
These mistakes that we are giving away, we're losing. We're not. Yeah, we play attacking football, and this is why I was so angry after the game yesterday, because it's like. It's happening again, over and over and again. These little mistakes that we're giving. It's not. It's like I get it. People say, I don't want to rant on because there's time going. I get it. We are playing better football than Steve Cooper. I keep 100. But are we getting points? We should have won the game yesterday.
We should have won. I thought it turned into yesterday,
and. We can say like that. Liverpool, fantastic team. I can't. Like I said, they had one chance. They had one good chance and self-saved it. But it's these individual mistakes. I get what Des is saying. He's not trying to say the League One situation. I'm saying it's these tiny mistakes. I want to stay in the Premier League. I don't want to go back. I saw after the game. I prefer to be in the Championship. No, I fucking don't.
No,
I don't want to go back to the Championship. I don't want to fucking go back to the Championship because of the VAR. We are in the Premier League, and these stupid mistakes that we are doing. It's our problem, and it's the individual person like Elanga, Taiwan, like who was it? Dominguez at Aston Villa last week, and just the Newcastle game as well. It's just mistakes. Sorry, Steve.
Do you think, lads? Right? Do you think like individual errors comes from naivety? A bit of blood rush to the head, I guess. Like Dave said, Hudson-Odoi and Taiwo trying to dribble out from their own box against Liverpool of all teams.
They wanted to score, Steve. They wanted to score, and they felt they should have won, and they were tired, and they made a mistake.
So that's ego.
But also,
that's ego.
Yeah, from a leadership point of view, right? If I was on that pitch, and if I was a captain like a Gibbs White or whatever, I would have been screaming at them, lads, get that effing ball off that pitch. Like, just as soon as you had it, clear it. I was screaming from my own TV, almost 200 miles away. Clear it. Get rid of it. And they should never have been dribbling that out. Against Newcastle at home, we're trying to play out from the right back position, dribbling out from our own box. A square ball, Bruno intercepts it, bang, goal. And at the moment, we're not forcing teams' mistakes where we can capitalise. Can you give me the last example where we capitalised on a mistake by a team? Where they've got they've been ashamed or they've lost. Like Newcastle away,
pressing a team when he was fit. That's when that would have happened.
Yeah, forced mistake. Against Newcastle away, we ripped them to shreds. We played that tactic to perfection. It plays such a high line. We got Elanga and Chris Wood in behind. When we get it right, we get it spot on with the pace we have. But at the moment, we're not forcing teams' errors like they're doing to us. And the naivety, the lack of leadership, maybe the individual errors are just creeping in. And we are not seeing it on the other side where we having that rub of the green. We're not having that bit of luck. Why couldn't yesterday, like when Gibbs White was going through, he took the shot, hit Van Dijk. Why could it like spin off the back of his foot over the top Kelleher's head and into the back of the net? Yeah. Just these little things, you know what I'm trying to get at. We just don't seem to get at the moment.
That chance as well. That chance he should
that chance as well.
This was frustrating.
And that counter-attack was brilliant because we watched it. We had a 4-on-2. And I think maybe even 4-on-3. And we really attacked them. When we were attacking, yes, we looked sharp. We looked, we were hurting them. And unfortunately, Gibbs White's shot, I never felt he was comfortable with that either. It was almost like he didn't really get hold of it. And it's just then in the final third, it was frustrating me, yes, as well. I mean, there was a chance where, Hudson-Odoi or Taiwo could have played it through to Dalilo. And if he looked up, he could have just played him through. Just in the final third, just getting them. Because, again, like we all agree on, we have got the basis of a good team. If we can just get that final third right and be more clinical, we can put these teams to the sword. and we could end up winning 3-2 or 4-2 then. Because at the moment, teams are just, when they do the little get-togethers and they meet in, they probably just watch our videos and go, make Forest make a mistake, force them back, force the error, capitalise, and we'll score a goal from it.
And that's it. It's so easy to play against, isn't it? So Liverpool yesterday, I noticed that they cut off Murillo's pass down the line. It's too predictable. They cut off his pass. He didn't play that pass very much yesterday. And all of a sudden, you cut off a main artery because we've got no creativity in midfield. So you've cut off. And again, this is where we didn't play well. This is where game management doesn't come into it. Giving the ball away unnecessarily, not being able to adapt. And this is why it's not necessarily the fact that we didn't do well in parts against Liverpool yesterday. It's the fact that we didn't adapt to the game. We didn't put our stamp on the game. When we played West Ham, we got a foot on the ball and we made stuff happen. Like you're saying, Steve, if we'd have played like that against Liverpool, we might have forced errors. We might have made them do something they didn't want to do. But ultimately, Van Dijk's running around like a Rolls Royce. He may as well have had slippers on and a cigar. That's what it was about.
Okay.
And I think the more we start to realise that we're a good side and we've got ability and take it to opposition, the more success we'll have. We'll be better for it.
We found our goalkeeper, Dor.
Huh?
We found our goalkeeper, I reckon. Don't you think?
I don't think he didn't. He made one good save.
You know what, though? That save.
That was going in.
That save reminded me of Dean Henderson's last year against Liverpool. And I thought it was going to go the same way. I thought deja vu here.
Yes.
Because if you remember Henderson's save last year, it was quite an identical, with that flick. It was an unbelievable save. Fair play to him.
I don't like yesterday. No, like before the great save and he did concede. I said I think he's the right keeper. Don't get me wrong. He's the right keeper for us. But I don't know how Pom's got because Des has got to go in there because Des is on. What are you on, Des? Later on, you're on Talk TV.
Right, you're all right for a few minutes.
Okay, because Des is on Talk TV, people. So if you do want to go see Des talk more again, please go and watch it. What's it, Des?
Talk TV, Sky Channel 522.
Go and watch it,
Right.
people. He's on it to talk more nonsense as well. Let's go for the chat. TRG, more concentration, more spirit to win the ball first. Start waiting for someone else to take charge. We can't rely on speed on the breaks. Very good point as well. Ryan, we'll be all right. We are staying up. I hope we do, but we need to win games. This was
The Luton game is massive.
We've got to win games, and these next games going.
They're huge. Next four are massive.
That's why
games,
I'm going to do a video on Tuesday, people, and talk about the games that we are up against because they are massive. And I can't be asked there. Chris says we've got 2 through the anger now and take it into the next game. Come up to play for you Reds. Shout out to Greg. Before we do go, like I said, I'm going for each individual. I'm going to start with you, David. These games are important. We've got Brighton, but then we've got Luton. These games are massive now, and there's no excuses. What I'm saying now, I'm not trying to discredit Nuno before all the negative fans come for me. I'm not going for Nuno, but I want 3 wins. Is it 3 wins out of 11? We've got to win these games now, don't we, David? Because there's no excuse.
Well, if we stay on 24 points, we're going to go down. So we need to win a few games. The Luton match is the cup final. Every game's cup final, David. Every game's cup final. Sorry. Yeah, but the Luton one. If we beat Luton, we go 7 clear of them. That is just enormous. So I think the next matches, and I think the refs against us and how close we were. I think it's someone made a comment earlier. I think that galvanizes the team. I think it's an us against everyone else siege mentality. We stay up and we just fight and fight and fight, and it gets all the players together, and I think we can beat. I think Brighton might be a little bit tougher, but I think we can beat Luton and Palace and Fulham. I think we could get 9 points from 12. So,
don't forget Brighton. They're playing against Rome on Thursday as well. So they might be tired from.
They might be tired.
Might be tired, so you don't know.
And we've got a good break until then, so we've got a good another 7 days from here on out. So a whole bunch of players will be fit and we'll be back. We'll get a bunch of characters back. So look, let's go again. I think we just need to. We, as the fans that are in attendance at the matches, take that responsibility seriously. You have to be, have no voice at the end of the match. We've got to get the boys home.
Steve, what's your thoughts? Like these how many games got left? Is it 11? 12 games left. Like I said, we've got Luton, Sheffield United, Everton, Burnley, Palace at home, Wolves.
On paper, Ben, if you go on paper, Spurs away and Man City at home are our hardest games. They're our hardest games left. But again, that's on paper. This is, in real life, every game is tough. Brighton, you just don't know what Brighton going to turn up anymore. I mean, 1 minute they're hammering, I don't know, say Man United, and then they go to Luton and lose 4-0. We don't know what Brighton will turn up. They're in Europe in the week. I agree with Dave. Luton is the game. We have to win. We can't not lose it. We cannot lose. We also got Paris home then.
Don't lose, Steve, actually, isn't it? Like a loss. Goodness.
We got to get a result at Luton. Palace at home, winnable. Fulham on a bit of a roll at the moment. Look at the way they turned Man United over at Old Trafford. They brushed Brighton aside yesterday. But yeah, bar that Man City Spurs game, nearly every game now, we can, even at Chelsea at home, we can beat Chelsea at home. Why should we fear them? And then we go to Burnley and Sheffield United, who are already down. Let's face it, they're down. What kind of mentality will they have when we go there? Burnley last game of the season away. I playing teams with no pressure on them worries me more with teams with pressure on them.
Teams that are relegated often win, Steve.
Yeah, they do.
No pressure.
No pressure.
We might be playing Sheffield United and Burnley at the worst time.
Yeah. It's just a big test of character, Ben. I mean, we've got these hard run of games on the way now. It's just let's go to the final third of the season, final quarter of the season now, and just try and get as many points. I agree with Dave. Luton now got a game in hand, but they got to go to Palace and they got Bournemouth. They got to go to Bournemouth. They got Palace at home. The next 2 games, so before they play us. So,
last but not least, Des, how you feeling about these games?
Yeah, I just think why would anyone expect us to go and win at Luton when we can't beat any of these teams at home? It's all right saying we've got to go and beat these teams, Burnley, Luton. We didn't beat them at home. Yes, we got some fantastic results against Newcastle and Manchester United, but when these teams who we're fighting against, who play in a way that's going to stop us playing, don't allow us to do our thing. West Ham come and I think there was a bit arrogant in the way they approached the game, and they allowed us to get on top of it. And I just think, how do we build the confidence to think we're going to go and beat Luton away? And Luton away is massive. It's absolutely massive because all the impetus, all the momentum will be on that game. If we win, we'll be practically safe in my mind. And I'm not saying we won't win, but if Luton go and fight and do what they do, and win that game, we're in trouble. Because I just feel, I touched on it earlier without getting my point across properly. Luton are what Forest were last year, and this is what I want Forest to be again. We was all in it together. We was all fighting for the same cause. It we knew, we picked up this free player, this player from here, this player. We was all in the same boat, and it doesn't feel like that now on a football pitch with Forest. They don't feel like they're all in the same boat. Luton, they've picked up Barkley and Townsend, who are talented players, but they're not consistent. That's why they've never made it at the top level. But on any given day, they can be match winners. And we should be hoping for that from Elanga and from Callum Hudson-Odoi. We know they're not consistent. That's why Hudson-Odoi signed for us for $3 million. That's why United have let Elanga go. But that's what you get when you lower down the table. They're not going to win you every match. What you need is them to win the important matches where they're better than the opposition. And these games, these next 4 games for me are absolutely crucial for Forest, for survival and for Nuno. because we've got 2 away games, which again are going to be tough. Brighton, regardless of the Europa League and their form, it's going to be a tough game. Luton, they're going to take it to us. The 2 home games after that are probably more important. Palace and Fulham, we'd all look at them as potential points. If we get nothing or minimal points from that, we're in trouble. We're massively in trouble because, again, these teams don't go away. Palace and Fulham are notoriously bad travellers. If we don't pick up points against them, we're in a mess, and it just doesn't bode well. I think Steve mentioned Chelsea. We shouldn't fear them. No, we shouldn't. But again, they took with all the criticism they took against Liverpool, they created chance after chance after chance after chance, and you'd rather create 64 chances and not score than 2 and not score, and then say we should have had a 0-0. And I think that's where we are as a club. We're battling at the moment on scraps. We're already struggling. We're arguing. We're falling out with each other, as proved with my situation. And there's also, this whole moaning thing. All we did yesterday for 90 minutes was sing "Always the Victim," because that's what Forest fans do to Liverpool. But we're just proving to be the victims right now, aren't we? Everyone's saying, "Oh, all these pundits hate Forest." I don't believe, like Dave's touched on a few times, there's no conspiracy against Forest. We're not the most hated club in the world, but if they're seeing things going wrong, if they're seeing things not working, if they're seeing a team really struggling, they're going to say, aren't they? Because it's their job at the end of the day. And every single pundit is saying Forest are getting torn into it. And I'm not just saying it because they say it, because as I proved yesterday, I've got my own mind when it comes to opinion on Forest. I think
everyone else does. Everyone else.
I think we're in deep trouble because I don't see where the wins come from.
I get what you mean. I understand what you mean.
So do you think we're staying up?
Pardon?
Does Dor think we're staying up? You, Dor.
I don't know.
It's going to be close, isn't it?
It's going to be close. These games, if we keep missing chances, yeah.
I think the team's improving. I think we're about to go on a run, and I reckon
David, the team's
improving, guys.
David, we're playing better football.
We're playing better.
Scoring goals. We conceded more.
Yeah, but Taiwo is going to be fitter.
But Ben, you're saying that. But Ben, you're saying that we're not scoring goals. We are scoring goals, but we're leaking goals.
We're leaking. That's what I'm trying to say, David. We're leaking goals.
Yeah.
And
we're scoring more goals now under Nuno than Cooper, but we're also looking a bit leaky. It's getting that balance right.
This is what I'm trying to say. We're leaking too many goals, and if we keep on leaking goals against the teams that are around us, we are.
But that's what's giving me hope lately with Luton, right? I do feel Luton more than any team around us who's a threat to us, right? Other teams could be dragged into it, but Luton are leaking goals now. They are really leaking goals. And if we can go there with a positive mindset, with the right tactics, it might be we may end up winning that 4-3, but we could easily lose it 4-3. I think it's going to be an open game. And I think, we just got to just concentrate on ourselves well. I know it's nice to have favours like Villa did for us yesterday, but we can only go so long with that. We need to look after ourselves. Yes, have the help. I'm glad Villa won last night. But at the moment, I'm watching teams around us, and I think if we can suck other teams back into it, like the Brentfords and maybe Palace, we need to do that. And Everton as well. Everton are not safe either.
100%. Right, we'll get going, people, because like I said, Des is on the show. So if you do want to go watch it, please watch it. Des, what's it on?
I'm on the now, 522.
Des, you're on mute.
I'm on Talk TV talking about something I actually admit I don't know anything about. Profitability and sustainability, but I'll give it a shot.
Good luck with that, Des. Good luck with that.
At the moment, they're talking about Everton. They are. Everton's points deduction reduced to 6 points.
Right.
Yeah, so, it's actually that show. So I'm going in live in it in a few minutes.
Okay, people, we're gonna get going. It's been a pleasure. Des, David, and Steve. Like I said, everyone's frustrated. We are frustrated. with the game. Like I said, if you do want to watch my reaction and you watch anyone's like Des myself, watch it. It's in the description. Please watch it. Please,
It's
like,
heartbreaking to watch your video, Door.
I
love watching
was
your
angry.
videos.
You know what? When we conceded the goal, I didn't like. I was sorry for my language. I was angry. I was so angry because I hate Liverpool. Like we all do. We bloody hate them. I hate them. And
Can I just say one thing before I go, though, right? And one of you touched on it earlier. The only thing that frustrates me, we all knew as Forest fans, and I agree with Dad, we shouldn't accept it, but we all knew as soon as that mistake happened with Taiwan Hudson-Odoi, McAllister picked it up, we knew exactly what was going to happen.
But didn't
And
we?
that's the thing. We all knew it, and like Dave said, with a free kick in the week, Alan Shearer said, one quality ball in now. You just knew it was going to happen. That's the thing with Forest. We all agree with that. It's just you see it come in. It just frustrates the hell out of me.
Right, people, we get going. Thank you for everyone that took watch that as well. Thank you for the chat as well. Thank you for David all the way from Australia. He woke up really early to go on this podcast, so I do appreciate David. Thank you, Steve, as well. And make sure everyone goes
all the way from Wales.
And make sure everyone goes watch Des, please, for talking about who was it, PSR. Good luck, Des, with that. As well, people, if you are rewatching this, anything that I spoke about in the script, in the link in the description, I will do a video on Tuesday talk about the games that going forward as well on Tuesday. So watch out for that. Brighton next. Hopefully we can do something in that game. But yeah, here's what it is. Peace and love of the Forest.